diddle-diddle-diddle-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Hi-da-diddle-diddle-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Let the grasses grow and the waters flow in a free and easy way, but give me enough of the fine old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. And policemen all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too, well, give them a slip and they'll take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. At the foot of the hill there's a neat little still with the smoke curling up to the sky. By the smoke and the smell you can plainly tell that there's poaching brewing nearby. For it fills the air with the odor rare, and betwixt both me and you, when home you stroll you can take a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Now learned men who use the pen have wrote your praises high. That sweet bachin from Ireland green, distilled from the wheat and the rye. Throw away your pills, it'll cure all your ills of pagan, Christian or Jew. So take off your coat and grease up your throat with the rare old Mountain Dew. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Let the grasses grow and the waters flow in a free and easy way, but give me enough of the fine old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. And policemen all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too, we'll give them a slip and we'll take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Hi-da-diddle-i-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-da-dum, diddle-doo-ri-diddle-i-day. Whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray, o'er the hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger days and are more spunkier than day. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Oh, Albert boys are out a marching, off to Portugal and Spain. Drums a beating, banners flying, the devil home will come tonight. Love fairly well. Baby, timmy-lavy-doo-ba-da-ba-da, me timmy-lavy-doo-ba-da-ba-da, me right foot tara laddie, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray, o'er the hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger days and are more spunkier than day. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Said the mother, do not wrong me, don't take my daughter from me, for if you do I will torment you, after death me ghost will haunt you. Love fairly well, timmy-lavy-doo-ba-da-ba-da, me timmy-lavy-doo-ba-da-ba-da, me right for tara laddie, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray, o'er the hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger days and are more spunkier than day. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Now the French are fighting boldly, men are dying hot and coldly. Give every man his flask of powder, firelock on his shoulder. Love fairly well, baby timmy-lavy-doo-ba-da-ba-da, me timmy-lavy-doo-ba-da-ba-da, me right foot tara laddie, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray, o'er the hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger days and are more spunkier than day. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. My father was an Ulster man, proud Protestant was he. My mother was a Catholic girl, from County Cork was she. They were married in two churches, lived happily enough, until the day that I was born, then things got rather tough. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Baptized by Father Riley, I was rushed away by car and made a little Orangeman, me father's shining star. I was christened David Anthony, still in spite of that. To father I was William, while me mother called me Pat. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. With mother every Sunday to Mass I'd proudly stroll. Then after that the Orange Lodge would try to save my soul. For both sides tried to claim me, but I was smart because to play the flute or play the harp, depending where I was. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. One day me ma's relations came down to visit me, just as my father's kinfolk were all sitting down to tea. We tried to smooth things over, but they all began to fight. And me being strictly neutral, I bashed everyone in sight. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. My parents never could agree about my type of school. My learning was all done at home, that's why I'm such a fool. They both passed on, God rest them, but left me caught between that awful color problem of the orange and the green. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. You'd think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound, and many's an hour sweet happiness I spent in that neat little town. Till bad misfortune came o'er me that caused me to stray from me land, far away from me friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. When I was out strolling one evening, not intending to go very far, I met with a frolicsome damsel selling her trade in the bar. Well, a watch she took out of her pocket and placed it right into me hand. Then the watch came and put me in prison. Bad luck to the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Next morning before judge and jury, for trial I had to appear, and the judge, he swore to the jury, the case against you is quite clear. 7 long years transportation right into Van Diemen's land, far away from your friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. So come all you brave Irish lads, warning take by me, beware of the frolicsome damsels walking around in Tralee, because they'll treat you to whiskey and porter until you're unable to stand. And the very next thing that you'll know, me lads, you're landed in Van Diemen's Land. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. And in that bog there was a hole, a rare hole, a rattling hole, with a hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now in that hole there was a tree, rare tree, a rattling tree, with the tree in the hole and the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that tree there was a branch, a rare branch, a rattling branch, with the branch on the tree and the tree in the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that branch there was a limb, rare limb, a rattling limb, the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree in the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that limb there was a nest, rare nest, a rattling nest, a nest in the limb and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree in the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that nest there was a bird, rare bird, a rattling bird, the bird in the nest and the nest and the limb and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree in the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now in that bird there was an egg, rare egg, a rattling egg, an egg and the bird and the bird in the nest and the nest and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree in the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now in that egg there was a bird, rare bird, a rattling bird, the bird in the egg and the bird and the bird in the nest and the nest and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree in the the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that bird there was a feather, rare feather, a rattling feather, the feather and the bird and the bird and the egg and the egg and the bird and the bird and the nest and the nest and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree and the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that feather there was a worm, rare worm, a rattling worm, the worm and the feather and the feather and the bird and the bird and the egg and the egg and the bird and the bird and the nest and the nest and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree and the hole in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that worm there was a hare, rare hare, a rattling hare, the hare and the worm and the worm and the feather and the feather and the bird and the bird and the egg and the egg and the bird and the bird and the nest and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the hole in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Now on that hare there was a louse, rare louse, a rattling louse, a louse and the hare and the worm and the worm and the feather and the feather and the bird and the egg and the egg and the bird and the nest and the limb and the branch and the tree and the hole in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Rare bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. louse and the hare and the hare and the worm and the worm and the feather and the feather and the bird and the bird and the egg and the egg and the bird and the bird and the nest and the nest and the limb and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the tree and the hole and the hole and the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, rare bog, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, now on that tick there was a rash, rare rash, a rattling rash, rash and the tick and the tick and the louse and the louse and the hare and the hare and the worm and the worm and the feather and the feather and the bird and the bird and the egg and the egg and the bird and the nest and the nest and the limb and the limb and the branch and the branch and the tree and the hole and the hole and the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, rare bog, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, rare bog, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh. In the sweet country Limerick one cold winter's night, all the turf fires were burning when I first saw the light, and a drunken old midwife went tipsy with joy as she danced round the floor with her slip of a boy, singing Banyan, Bois and Gouda, and the juice of the barley for me. Well, when I was a gossin of 8 years or so, with me turf and me primer, to school I did go, to a dusty old schoolhouse without any door, where lay the schoolmaster blind drunk on the floor, singing Banyan, Bois and Gouda, and the juice of the barley for me. At the learning I wasn't such a genius, I'm thinking, but I soon bet the master entirely at drinking. Not a wake or a wedding for 5 miles around, but myself in the corner was sure to be found, singing Banyan, Bois and Gouda, and the juice of the barley for me. One Sunday the priest thread me out from the altar, saying you'll end up your days with your neck in a halter, and you'll dance a fine jig between heaven and hell. And his words, they did frighten me, the truth for to tell, singing Banyan, Bois and Gouda, and the juice of the barley for me. So the very next morning, as dawn it did break, I went down to the vestry, the pledge for to take. And there in that room sat the priests in a bunch, round a big roaring fire, drinking tumblers of punch, singing Banyan, Bois and Gouda, and the juice of the barley for me. Well, from that day to this, I have wandered alone. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none, with the sky for me roof and the earth for me floor. And I'll dance out my days drinking whiskey galore, singing Banyan, Bois and Gouda, and the juice of the barley for me. Up among the heather at the hill of Banachie, sitting with the wee girl rolling on my knee. A bung bee stung me well above my knee, up among the heather at the hill of Banachie. One day I went walking in the merry month of May. I met a little country girl and this now heard it say, let me walk along with you and hold you by the hand. Maybe I can help you fill your wee tin can. Up among the heather and the hill of Banachie, sitting with the wee girl rolling on my knee. A bun bee stung me well above the knee, up among the heather and the hill of Banachie.
walked along for quite a while, we come by the stream. Then she said, come here, boy, show me what you mean. Come on and keep your bargain, I'll help you if I can. The two of us will start to fill my wee tin can. Up among the heather at the hill of Anarchy, sitting with the wee girl rolling on my knee. A bung me, stung me, well above my knee. Up among the heather at the hill of Anarchy. We sat down together, close by a stream. Then I says, come here, girl, I'll show you what I mean. I hugged her and I kissed her like an Irishman. It didn't take me long to fill her wee tin can. Up among the heather on the hill of Anarchy, sitting with the wee girl rolling on my knee. A bung me, stung me, well above my knee. Up among the heather at the hill of Anarchy. So girls, when you're a courting, take my advice. Never let an Irishman kiss you more than twice. All the time he's cuddling you, he's thinking up a plan to get a wee bit rattle at your own tin can. Among the heather at the hill of Anarchy, sitting with the wee girl rolling on my knee. A bung me, stung me, well above my knee. Up among the heather at the hill of Anarchy. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a pint of Guinness, boys, before we take our leave. It's a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a glass of wine, boys, before we take our leave. A glass of wine, a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a half and a whiskey, boys, before we take our leave. A half and a whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a mug of ale, boys, before we take our leave. A mug of ale, a half of the whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a dram of scotch, boys, before we take our leave. A dram of scotch, a mug of ale, a half of the whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a tot of rum, boys, before we take our leave. A tot of rum, a dram of scotch, a mug of ale, a half of a whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a jug of punch, boys, before we take our leave. A jug of punch, a tot of rum, a dram of scotch, a mug of ale, a half of a whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a jar of mead, boys, before we take our leave. A jar of mead, a jug of punch, a tot of rum, a dram of scotch, a mug of ale, a half of a whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a jigger of gin, boy, before we take our leave. A jigger of gin, a jar of mead, a jug of punch, a tot of rum, a dram of scotch, a mug of ale, a half and a whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave. Three jolly rogues stopped in the pub well on the summer's eve. We'll have a snifter of brandy, boys, before we take our leave. A snifter of brandy, a jigger of gin, a jar of mead, a jug of punch, a tot of rum, a dram of scotch, a mug of ale, a half and a whiskey, a glass of wine, and a pint of Guinness before we take our leave.
As I walked by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the salt water, take in the salt air, I heard a young fisherman singing a song. Won't you take me away, boys, me time is not long.
Wrap me
jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where fishermen go when they don't go to hell, where the skies are all clear and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is not far away. Wrap me up in my oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green, where the skies are all clear and there's never a gale, and the fish jump on board with one swish of their tail, where you lie at your leisure, there's no work to do, and the skippers below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in my oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now I don't want a harp, not a halo, not me. Just give me a gale and a good rolling sea. I'll play me old squeeze box as we sail along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me a song. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green.
I close my eyes and picture the emerald of the sea, from the fishing boats at Dingle to the shores at Dunahee. I miss the river Shannon and the folks at Skibbereen, the moorlands and the meadows and their 40 shades of green. Most of all, I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all, I miss her lips, as soft as eyed her down. Again, I wanna see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze as sweet as Shalimar, and there's 40 shades of green. I wish that I could spend an hour at Dublin's churning surf. I long to watch the farmers drain the bogs and spade the turf. I see again the thatching of the straw the women cleaned. I'd walk from Cork to Larne to see those 40 shades of green. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town. And most of all I miss her lips, as soft as eider down. I long again to see and do the things we've done and seen. With a breeze as sweet as Shalimar, and there's 40 shades of green. With a breeze as sweet as Shalimar, and there's 40 shades of green.
The savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case.
Now here's a story, a little bit gory, a little bit happy, a little bit sad, of Lily the Pink and her medicinal compound, and how it drove her to the vat. Well, Ebenezer thought he was Julius Caesar, and so they put him in a home where they gave him medicinal compound, and now he's the emperor of Rome.
We'll drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case.
Freddie Klinger, the opera singer, would take a glass with his voice would say it, rubbed his tonsils with medicinal compound. Now they bring glasses over his head. Johnny Hammer had a terrible stammer. He could hardly say a word, and so they gave him medicinal compound. Now he's seen but never heard.
We'll drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case.
Robert Tony was known to be bony. He would never eat his meals, and so they gave him medicinal compound. Now they move him round on wheels. Lily died and went up to heaven. All the church bells they did ring. She took with her medicinal compound. Hark the herald angels sing. We'll drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. We'll drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case.
Town in the county down one morning in July. Down a boring green came the sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. Oh, she looked so sweet from her two white feet and the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, I did pinch myself to make sure I was standing there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, No maid I seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, well, I shook my head and I stood with a feeling queer. I said, says I, to the passer-by, who's the girl with the nut-brown hair? Oh, he smiled at me with his pride, said he, she's the gem of Ireland's crown. She's a Rosie McGann from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. She'd a wandering eye and a look so sly and a smile like a rose in June. And you hung on each note from her lily white throat as she lilted an Irish tune. At the pattern dance you were held in a trance as she slipped through a four-hand reel. With her eyes she'd roll, take away my soul, and my heart she did softly steal. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. At Harvest Fair I'll surely be there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, and I'll boldly play for to make my way to the heart of the nut-brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no cow I'll yoke, and my plough with its rust turns brown. Till my own fireside sits a smiling bride, and she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. It's another day we go, sailing o'er the blue. I look to the horizon, my thoughts drift home to you. A young man only 17, adventure couldn't wait. Set sail from home on a fishing ship, bound for the Boston States. I shipped out on a Gloucester smack and fished at George's Bank. The work was hard and the wages fair, for the good Lord I gave thanks. Although I've had a good life, as good as any man, if I could change the course of time, I'd live in my homeland. My thoughts are always with you. Have you changed since I've been gone? Oh, how I long to see you. The time has been so long. If I could get just one more chance to walk your rugged shore, I'd trade the life I chose to make and go to sea no more. Last night as I lay dreaming, I sailed the raging foam. My ship, she took me far away to the rocky shores of home. And I could write 1,000 lines to say just how I feel. I hope and pray that some fine day my dreams, they can be real. My thoughts are always with you. Have you changed since I've been gone? Oh, how I long to see you. The time has been so long. If I could get just one more chance to walk your rugged shore, I'd trade the life I chose to make and go to sea no more. thoughts are always with you. Have you changed since I've been gone? Oh, how I long to see you. The time has been so long. If I could get just one more chance to walk your rugged shore, I'd trade the life I chose to make and go to see no more. I'd trade the life I chose to make and go to see no more.
I am a young fellow from the county Tyrone. In the town of Strabanshire I'm very well known. For down at the alehouse I'm frequently gone, with Kitty and Judy and Mary. My father rebuked me for being such a rake, and for spending me money on whiskey and cakes. But the lassies are sweet and it's all for their sakes, and it keeps me light-hearted and merry. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. I will court all the lassies, or at least I will try. And I'll never conform till the day that I die. Agus fáil me siúd mar atá sé. If I chance for to wander on down to the fair, well, the lassies all round me do flock on the square. I'll pull out me fiddle and I'll play on a dare, and soon we're all laughing a spree. There's Peggy and Jane from the banks of Loch Ness. There's Kitty and Molly down Dungan and way. There's another one from Cookstown who makes my head sway. Such a fuss they all make over me. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. I will court all the lassies, or at least I will try. And I'll never conform till the day that I die. Agus fáil me siúd mar atá sé. To quarrel for riches I ne'er was inclined, for the greatest of misers must leave them behind. So my money I spent with no thought in my mind, but to kick up my heels and carouse. For the rich never spend any dole of their own, sure they hold it away like a dog on its bone. But they end on their backs among nettles and stones. I hear there's no pockets in shrouds. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. I will court all the lassies, or at least I will try. And I'll never conform till the day that I die. Agus fáil me siúd mar atá sé. Now some say I'm foolish and some say I'm wise, for loving the women and whiskey likewise. But the son of King David had 100 wives, and his wisdom was highly regarded. I'll call for the lassies and ask them to wed, and they'll all be content in the one marriage bed. While the rich count their gold, I'll count children instead, and I'll raise them up full and stout-hearted. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. I will court all the lassies, or at least I will try. And I'll never conform till the day that I die. Agus fáil me siúd mar atá sé. Agus fáil me siúd mar atá sé. At the pub on the crossroads there's whiskey and beer. There's brandy from cognac that's fragrant but dear. But for killing the thirst and for raising the gout, there's nothing at all beats a pint of good stout. Drink it up, man, it's long after 10. At the pub on the crossroads I first went astray. There I drank enough drink for to fill Galway Bay. Going up to the morning I wore out my shoes, going up to the cross for the best of good booze. Drink it up, man, it's long after 10. Some folk o'er the water think bitter is fine, and others they swear by the juice of the vine. There's nothing that's squeezed from the grape or the hop like the black liquidation with the froth on the top. Drink it up, man, it's long after 10. I've traveled in England, I've traveled in France. At the sound of good music I'll sing or I'll dance. So hear me then, mister, and pour me one out. If I cannot drink it up, then throw me out the door. Drink it up, man, it's long after 10. It's Guinness's porter that has me this way, for it's sweeter than buttermilk and stronger than tea. But when in the morning I feel kinda rough, me cursing Lord Ivy who brews the damn stuff. Drink it up, man, it's long after 10. Drink it up, man, it's long after 10. Could have been the whiskey, might have been the gin, could have been the 3 or 4 6-packs, I don't know. But look at the mess I'm in, my head is like a football, I think I'm gonna die. Tell me, oh, my, wasn't that a party? Someone took the grapefruit, wore it like a hat. I saw someone under my kitchen table talking to my old tomcat. They were talking about a hockey, the cat was talking back. Along about then everything went black. Wasn't that a party? I'm sure it's just my memory playing tricks on me. But I think I saw my buddy cutting down my neighbor's tree. Could have been the whiskey, might have been the gin, could have been the 3 or 4 6-packs, I don't know. Look at the mess I'm in, my head is like a football, I think I'm gonna die. Tell me, oh, my, wasn't that a party? Billy Joe and Tommy, oh, they went a little far. They were sitting in my backyard blowing on a siren from somebody's police car. So you see, my honor, it was all fun. That a little bit of track meet down on Main Street just to see if cops could run. Well, they run us in to see you in an alcoholic haze. I sure could use those 30 days to recover from the party. Could have been the whiskey, might have been the gin, might have been the 3 or 4 6-packs, I don't know. Look at the mess I'm in, my head is like a football, I think I'm gonna die. Tell me, oh, my, wasn't that a party? Wasn't that a party? Wasn't that a party? Of all the money that e'er I spent, I spent it in good company. And all the harm that e'er I've done,
Alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise, well, you should not. I will gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be